And to me, that's just a savage moment right there by Michael Chandler, and it really shows what kind of a fighter he is, what kind of a champion he really is. Recap Bellator 180, their second pay-per-view in the promotion's history, and I thought the card was a good card. It was a lot of fun fights, some definitely some controversial things that are happening there, and obviously, I think the biggest thing was Michael Chandler and what happened to him. That fight reminded me of what happened between Jamie Varner and James Krause. A similar thing happened where Varner rolled his ankle and he couldn't really stand on 2 feet. And the fight was ruled as a TKO win for James Krause after the first round. So this was very similar to that. It was really awkward and just painful to watch him because he couldn't stand. And even though he couldn't stand, man, never once did he signal to the ref that he was hurt. Never once did he look like, he wasn't out there seeking help. And honestly, the savage moment in that fight was when he was literally fighting on one leg and Primus kept kicking his ankle. He was yelling at him to kick his leg. And there was another moment in the fight where he was backing down Primus. He couldn't stand, right? He kept falling, but not once did he look at the ground. I mean, he was looking at Primus the whole time. So he almost like fell 3 times, but not once did he look at the ground, did he look at his leg. He was looking straight at Primus, with full intention of finishing the fight, of winning the fight. And even with one leg, dropped Primus with the right hand. He went right after him. To me, it was a savage moment. I mean, you gotta respect Michael Chandler. If you're not a fan of Michael Chandler, how could you not be after that fight? As far as Primus goes, I mean, he was definitely celebrating. A lot of people had issue with the way he celebrated after the fight, and I can see the controversy because it was an accident, essentially, what happened to Chandler. So as Chandler was stepping back to avoid a kick, he stepped wrong, essentially. He rolled his ankle. And so people were saying it was not a legitimate victory, and they didn't like the way he celebrated afterwards, which is understandable. I think he should have, looking back now, he probably would have been a little bit more humble, and instead of screaming and yelling that he's the champion and thanking Jesus. But at the end of the day, if Chandler cannot fight, the Primus is the champion, and I'm sure they're gonna have a rematch, and we're gonna see them both at 100%. I think Primus is a young kid. He just won the belt, so he's definitely very happy. He was celebrating. I think probably he should have toned that down a bit because of just the controversy surrounding the fight. But as far as like being a no contest, I mean, listen, sometimes these things happen in a fight. And if it does happen, if you can't continue, then the winner is the guy who can. And in this case, it was Primus. So Brent Primus is the champion. I know Michael Chandler is going to get a rematch, and I know it's going to be a much different fight in their second fight. But respect to Michael Chandler, man. He's a warrior, and honestly, it's one of the craziest things I've ever seen. Like I said, for him to just keep going, it was incredible. And even during the post-fight, man, he was like jumping up and down, saying that he wanted to continue. And to me, that's just a savage moment right there by Michael Chandler, and it really shows what kind of a fighter he is, what kind of a champion he really is. I had a lot of respect for him before the fight, but now, I mean, that respect is just on another level because, how can you not respect him? How could you not like this guy? It was incredible.